I never go out at nighttime, so I've decided that I want to go out there just 'cause. This is one of those instances in which my activity is so simple that I'm not gonna wear any socks. But my flip-flops are too dangerous for driving. I don't trust being at the pedals wearing flip-flops. And what if my car catches fire and I gotta escape from it and I gotta run into some grass? I don't want to be wearing no flip-flops. Emergencies can happen. I remember someone once telling me when I talk like that about decisions that I make in an effort to keep myself safe, what I wear, trying to be practical, just in general, making decisions for comfort and practicality. Someone once told me that I express myself like I have a weird anxiety, especially when I talk about cars and car accidents and the wrecks that I dodge legitimately. I'm told it's like you have a phobia with this stuff, and I'm like, just tell me that you don't care about what I'm saying without telling me that you don't care about what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, if you're curious about the decisions that I make, why I behave and think the way that I think, is precisely because I am not shy about thinking. So if I know that wearing flip-flops can make it a hazard for me to drive, why would I wear them? I should either be barefoot, which is not ideal, or wear shoes, just to give an example. I like to talk like that. I like to talk in a way that I wish someone would talk to me daily. It's like, you know what, Zam? In my experience being alive, I have found that I have ran into situations that I wasn't expecting. Emergencies can take place out of nowhere, and it's best to be prepared. So have an extra jacket, an extra set of clothes, have some kind of toolbox in your car, have additional copies of your documents or something, just anything like that, anything useful. Talk to me as if I were your most precious treasure. What would you tell them to keep them safe? But some people are sensitive about that. They look at it as you being extreme or stressing yourself out. To me, this doesn't stress me out. What stresses me out is behaving in a different way, behaving with a lack of concern, a lack of preparedness. And for me, I would rather be out here and be wearing, in this situation that I'm describing, shoes that are closed, so that if I have to run, I'm all set, as opposed to, oh, I was wearing flip-flops and they broke and now I have to be barefoot, possibly running down a street with potential pieces of glass, and now my foot is gonna get cut open. See what I mean? I'm prepared for emergencies at any moment. If the only thing that's gonna burden me is my emotional state, my mental state, like the shock that I may experience from an emergency, that's better than having to deal with the physical consequences too, all because my attire was poor. So at least if I gotta run, I'm ready to run. And even if it's a short distance type of thing, I like to keep shoes within my reach. But you will never catch me leaving the house, for instance, with flip-flops as my only shoe option. Nope. Have you guys ever thought things like that? Do you ever try to plan ahead for emergencies? Do you ever think about emergencies taking place? Do you have a plan of escape? Or do you happen to just think that since we tend to be pretty safe pretty often, that such moves are unnecessary? For me, I just like to be prepared for, within my capacity, within reason, prepare for the worst. I'm not saying that I would be prepared to encounter anything, but at least I can say that at the very least, down to basics, I think I'm pretty good. I happen to be visiting McDonald's and I can smell chicken nuggets
from behind the person in front of me that's next by the window. So yeah, I decided that for my nocturnal activity, since all grocery stores are closed and I genuinely don't need anything, even though I had a snack post-workout, I wanted to kind of nibble on something kind of real. So I came out to McDonald's to grab a cheeseburger, something basic. I think what influenced me, which I usually don't get influenced by my email or promotions of any sort, but I saw that I had some points in my McDonald's app that were about to expire, and of course the only thing I could have was the cheeseburger, so I decided to order a cheeseburger. And I'm like, it's only 11:20 p.m. I'm definitely not getting ready to go to bed, and I'm off tomorrow, so I want to enjoy a little bit of being out at night. I don't like to be out at night. I find it unnecessarily dangerous. I usually don't have any business doing that, and when it comes to driving, I mentally hinder myself, because it's not that there's really anything wrong with my eyes. It's just that I'm not as confident a driver, because I realized that there are some visual limitations that happen naturally at nighttime. So for me, the only reason I come out to this McDonald's is because it's literally only 3 blocks away. It's not a particularly bad time of the night, traffic-wise. So I told myself, let me just kind of go out and stroll and do this, because I'm just never out at night, especially me by myself driving. And I just wanted to do something different. It's no different from how I don't get to go out in the mornings for the reasons that I have expressed before, kind of hinder me. It's more mental more than anything. So now I'm trying to just do things a little bit different, and maybe that'll help me cope better with certain things that I go through. After 2020, 2021, the surrounding area, especially with businesses, it hasn't been the same. And then I'm not sure if it's because of that increase in crime, but businesses have been closing between an hour, 2 hours earlier than what they usually would close. So yeah, times are just different. I just don't like that my reflexes don't seem to be as sharp, because I cannot anticipate objects quite as well as the daytime. And you don't know what's going on at nighttime. I feel like anyone can be under the influence at any time, but at least in the daytime, more than likely you're gonna be in better shape since you were at work or you're on your way to work. Whereas at nighttime, there's no telling what people have been up to and doing and what their bodies are like. So if I can avoid the peril, just like mom always inculcated me, she was like, just don't take unnecessary risks. And being out at night by myself with no real need is one of them. But sometimes, I get the urge of going out and doing things that I have the power to do now that I'm grown. This is okay behavior for a teen, to be a little more reserved in that regard, but when you're grown, it's like, come on, what do I work for? The cat's like, what? You don't usually do that. Things are gonna change around here, Dusty. See, that's proof that this is out of the norm, because Dusty, anytime I do something that goes against my routine, he will protest. He will say something. Right, Dusty? My messy bed. I remember a time eating in my bed was absolutely illegal. But when you're a kid, when you're younger, you don't have as good control over how you handle things. But when you're an adult, you have technique on how to be a clean eater. So I'm just gonna kind of lie down, chill, watch something, then brush my teeth, and then go to bed. I'm gonna try to not stay up too late, but what, Dusty? I can't trust you coming in here. See, I don't like to let him come into the room because he'll act like a clown. He doesn't behave himself. Now, if one day you're able to prove you can behave yourself, then you can join me. But yeah, he starts being a little too curious, too nosy. Why can't McDonald's food be appealing? I get it, it's cheap. Especially in my case, this was free, but damn.